Hello and welcome back to another 10th House Brand YouTube video. My name is Gabrielle. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are going to be discussing Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 10, Episode 11, Kiss and Tell All. And they definitely did that. So the episode starts out where it ended last week with Teddy and Camille talking. Now, as we all know, Teddy and Camille kind of had a little blowout. Camille kind of had a blowout with all the girls last season. And Camille, this episode, is trying to apologize to Teddy. And Teddy, the double cancer, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, is not trying to hear it. That Cancer shell is tough. She's not having the apology, which is to be expected. So Camille kind of cuts her losses as the Capricorn Moon. Like, she's like, okay, I know when enough is enough. That Cap Moon is not really having it. They're not into begging. Well, I should say we're not into begging at all. So Camille walks away. Then Teddy and Denise get into a discussion. Denise called, in past episodes, Teddy a pot stirrer, but she didn't use the word pot. And honestly, is it that big of a deal? No, but I understand the drama has to be played up for the show. Now, Teddy is willing to forgive Denise, but not Camille. So that Cancer selective outrage is like, okay, whatever, Teddy, fine, moving on. Nobody cares anyway, right? So the party, moving on from that situation, they pan to Camille and Kyle outside discussing. Now, the party obviously has pretty much been a bust for Camille so far. She got into it with Lisa Rinna, the Cancer Sun, Pisces Moon, and she's ready to cut her losses. Like, let's pack it up. And Kyle, the Capricorn Sun, Scorpio Moon, is here to comfort her. They have that Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon thing going on. So Kyle kind of understands where she's coming from. And her Scorpio Moon wants to play the psychologist and the counselor and like, well, it's your first time back around the girls. So, it was going to be tough, but maybe next time will be better. You just kind of have to, that whole thing. She wants to take that deep dive that Kyle always wants to do into like how she's feeling, what happened, all of that, right? Okay, so then we get to Garcelle at the party. Or actually, I think it's her interview. It's her confessional. That's what they call it. Now, Garcelle is a Sag Sun Taurus Moon. She's above the BS. Like, she's not here for it. I have other stuff to do. She's like, I'm a mother. I have this. I have that. I'm here. I'm there. I'm everywhere. She's not here for the bullying. Like, the Sag Sun is just like whatever, and the Taurus Moon is like, I'm not with it. So, then we get to Dorit. She does a little confessional where she kind of, I don't know if it shades Kyle, but what happened was Kyle's having this event, right? That's where they're all at, this charity event for a children's hospital. And as a surprise, she has Wilson Phillips do a surprise concert. And then Dorit's like, that's been done before. And they pan to Dorit's having an event where Boy George shows up and does a surprise concert. So she kind of shades Kyle a little bit there. Her Libra Moon is not here for Kyle copying her at all. Okay, so then we're still at the event and they show Brandy Glanville, Scorpio Sun, Pisces Moon, downing a glass of wine in one gulp. And I mean, like, not a little glass of wine, like the fancy pour, like a big pour of rosé. And she is a Pisces Moon, and Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which is like the planet that rules like drugs and addictions and alcoholism and stuff like that. So the next thing they show is her like literally falling out like in a short dress on stage at the event. It's, oh my god, like textbook. Like, it was terrible. But anyway, so then they show Brandy, Scorpio Sun, bringing up old issues about Adrienne Maloof, who was on the show in the earlier seasons for a couple of seasons. And I know they definitely got into it because Brandy brought up Adrienne having a surrogate for her children, which who cares? And it's nobody's business, but I understand some people want to keep stuff like that private, so I get it. I get why it was a big deal to Adrienne, but I don't understand why Brandy would want to disclose that? Because first of all, it's none of her business, but second of all, it's nobody else's business, and who cares? But Brandy, the Scorpio sun, always having an angle, is blaming LVP. Like Brandy has this thing about accountability, and I'm gonna bring that up later in the review. But it's never her fault. It's always, well, this person put me up to it, and it wasn't my idea. Okay, but you're an adult woman who's over 40, probably closer to 50 than you are 40. So it's not my idea. Might work for like an 8-year-old, but as a grown woman, like, you have to find a better excuse, or just be honest and say, I did it because I wanted to do it, and it was probably an a-hole thing of me to do, but next time I'll do better. Take accountability. And she's just not good with that. I feel like that Scorpio sun mixed with that Pisces moon is always like dodging accountability, and it's the most annoying thing to watch. I do honestly do not miss her being on the show. This is just like a train wreck. It is a train wreck watching her on the show. And then after they show Brandy falling all over the place and blaming Lisa Vanderpump, who's not even on the show anymore, they pan to Denise leaving early. That Aquarius sun is always doing her own thing. Like, all right, well, babe, you ready to go? Yep, we're out. Then they show Garcelle and her new man, Michael. I would be interested to know Michael's sign, but I did not look that up. I honestly don't even have a last name for him, but maybe I'll do that for the next episode if I can find it. All right, now they show Erica Jane at her Shoe Dazzle event. She apparently has some sort of Shoe Dazzle shoe line deal, and they're having a celebratory event about that. And just everything that Erica Jane does just seems really cool, really innovative. Even when it's like something basic, like just nothing. And that's because she's a Cancer sun, like a lot of women on the show. But she's an Aquarius moon, so everything comes off like cool, detached, like whatever. Yeah, babe, whatever. Like, that's her vibe. And she's here to be. Aquarius is equated with being like innovative and just really cool. And I like it. I like that kind of vibe. I think I like Aquarius moons better than I do Aquarius suns. No offense. Because if you see, Denise is an Aquarius sun. But she's a Scorpio moon, and it's just a different vibe. Like, Denise wants to come off as cool, but that Scorpio moon that she has is just, you can see her like sweating underneath. So it's like the cool shell doesn't even mask much, whereas Erica Jane, that's her emotional nature, to just be like, cool, like, okay, whatever, I'm detached. That's me. Like, I'm not sweating what you're saying to me. So I like the aqua moons a little bit better. All right. Now, I have that Sutton is a Virgo. I could not find Sutton's moon sign anywhere. So for now, all that I know is that she is a Virgo sun. So she was at the event. We'll get back to Sutton in a little bit. Now, Garcelle, one more thing about Garcelle, the Sag sun. She's never at the events. Like at the Shoe Dazzle event, she was missing. And she's always busy. That Sag sun is always traveling, always working, like never there. It's like, how are you on the show and you're never there? Now, Denise and Erica at the Shoe Dazzle event have a conversation. Now, this is Aqua Sun versus Aqua Moon, right? Not seeing eye to eye. So like I said, Denise Richards comes off, she wants to come off as like cool about everything, detached, not sweating anything. But that's actually Erica's emotional nature. It's not Denise's. Denise is a Scorpio, so when something pisses her off, it really pisses her off. And also she kind of like doesn't really reveal how she feels about stuff. She doesn't really reveal her true self to people very easily. So it's kind of like Denise wants to control the conversation, and Erica doesn't give a damn. So Denise is like, well, we're going to talk about this, and we're going to focus on this. That fixed Scorpio moon. Like, this is what we're going to talk about. And Erica's like, well, I mean, what? Like, are we gonna talk about the problem, or are we only gonna talk about what you want to talk about? Like, her detachment from the situation allows her to just like be real. Like, okay, I see we're not gonna get anywhere because you're not in the mood to be honest. So I really don't give a damn either way. Why are we even talking about this at my event, right? That's that detached Aquarius moon. Um, so, all right. Next scene: Sutton, the Virgo sun, and Garcelle, the Sag sun, Taurus moon. They meet up to talk. Uh, First of all, what the hell does Sutton know about having a kitchen? Now, if you don't know, a kitchen is like black women call their kitchen. It's like the nape of your neck, the hair on the nape of your neck. Sutton is like, well, first of all, it's not just black women. I have very curly hair. What, girl? Like, okay. And then they pan to her, not curly hair. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, they discussed Garcelle never being around. Like I said, the Sagittarius Sun, the Traveler, and the Taurus Moon. She's about her money, so she's working. Like, she is here to get checks, and she's not letting anybody stand in her way. That Taurus Moon wants that money and that stability that money brings, and her Sagittarius Sun is not afraid to travel to get it, right? Okay, so now, speaking of Sagittarius Sun, Garcelle then asked Sutton how she got her money. That Sagittarius Sun is very blunt. And again, like I said, the Taurus Moon is about her money. Sutton, the Virgo sun, is kind of like, oh, okay. But I would be interested to know what Sutton's moon sign is, because although she is kind of like taken aback, she does tell her. Like, she's not really a bitch about it. She's like, okay, whatever, I'll tell you. But she's like, I'm Southern. We don't really talk about money. So, moving away from that scene. The next scene, Kyle's daughter, her young daughter, who couldn't have graduated from college that long ago, honestly, meets up with Lisa Rinna and her daughter to find an apartment for her daughter. And what sticks out to me about this scene is Lisa Rinna, the Cancer Sun Pisces Moon, kind of feeds into her daughter's, I don't want to say conditions. And I'm not a medical professional at all. This is just strictly my opinion, and I'm not here to offend anybody. But what it does seem like to me is that she kind of, those people who raise their children to be like, this is wrong with me and that's wrong with me, kind of like a like Munchausen's kind of. That's how it comes off, because her daughter's like, well, I have this anxiety about this, and I can't be on the ground floor because I have anxiety about that, and then if I see a lot of racks, I have anxiety about that. And Lisa Rinna's like, yeah, right. Like, feeding into it. So her, like, Cancer Sun Pisces Moon kind of feeds into her daughter's insecurities and anxieties, and not that you shouldn't allow them, because you should allow your children to express themselves, but also you shouldn't feed into it and blow it up and expand it, right? And she even says in the interview, look at the monsters I created. Not specifically about that, but I don't find stuff like that cute. Or like, okay. So, I mean, but then I thought I saw an article where her daughter said that she was made to talk about her eating disorder. And not that I'm saying the eating disorder is, I'm not specifically talking about that at all. But I did see the article where her daughter said she was forced to talk about her eating disorder, which is crazy to me. Why, I don't understand why anybody would do that. But that does go along with my theory that she kind of like feeds into it and blows it up. So next, Kyle and Teddy meet to plan Teddy's baby shower, which is like, snooze alert. Teddy, just the homeliness, and not to say that there's anything wrong with being homely, but she just gives off a very homely vibe as a double Cancer, and I'm not interested. I am not interested. No offense. And then, as they're planning the baby shower, Kyle's sister, Kim Richards, Virgo Sun Pisces Moon, comes over, and she has Brandy Glanville with her, Scorpio Sun Pisces Moon. So they're the same moon sign, so they understand each other's emotional nature very well, and they get along very well. In fact, Kim and Brandy were friends when Kyle, the Capricorn Sun Scorpio Moon, didn't get along with Brandy. So that just shows how close they probably are. Now, as they're at Kyle's house talking, Brandy tells Kyle and Teddy that they should not trust Denise. She warns them. She tells them to be careful because she's not who she pretends to be. And in fact, she even tells Teddy that Denise hates her, like cannot stand her. Now, that's just like, why is it? I understand you're on TV. I get it. You know, you need the drama. But it's just so messy because if you're sitting here telling me everything that this person told you in confidence, how can I 100% trust you? You know? And then what am I supposed to do with that information? Tell you how I feel about them so you can go back and talk? It's Brandy Glanville is a hot mess to me. So yeah, Brandy warns Teddy and Kyle about, you know, Denise, and she's not who she pretends to be, which obviously is her Scorpio moon nature. Scorpio is a sign that keeps everything very close to the chest. They play a lot of games, in my opinion. That's just who they are. Like they don't easily reveal themselves. And her Aqua moon wants so bad. Her Aquarius sun, her Aqua sun, wants so badly to be this cool, detached person. Like that's who she wants to be seen as. That's what her ego is. But her emotional nature is just not that. And it's just not that. So Brandy says that Denise feels like she can tell her things because Denise has something on her. So basically you're a snake. Her like Brandy's Scorpio sun plays so many games and just moves and dodges accountability. I cannot with Brandy Glanville. I can't. Accountability is not her thing. She's just being a sneaky, plotting Scorpio. She just is. So anyway, Brandy starts to tell the group her version of the truth. I don't know if I believe this because she definitely turned on the waterworks, and she's a great actress. She put on a show. But anyway, Brandy says that Denise and her husband have an understanding and that Denise can be with other women, so Brandy and Denise hooked up. But I should back up and say, before she says this, she sets up this whole stage about how her husband cheated on her, and yes, he did. We all know Eddie, whatever his last name is, cheated and got married to Leanne Rhymes. So, okay, I understand you don't like cheating. Like, that's all well and good. So she's like, I don't like cheating. I would never be a cheater. I had a friend who was dating a married man, and I stopped being her friend. Like, why do you have to set up that stage so that you can play the victim? Like, I see through the games. Like, my Cap moon, well, I'm also a Cap sun. I'm a double Cap. Capricorn sun, Capricorn moon. I see through the games that you're playing. Like, you're setting up the stage so that Denise will look like the evil one and you can play the innocent Pisces victim. Woe is me. But I see through it. Like, you're an adult, Brandy. You are a grown woman. She cannot make you do anything that you did not want to do. So anyway, first of all, I didn't even get through the story, but I just had to say that. So Brandy says that her and Denise hooked up. But she says that after they hook up the next morning, Denise tells her, Aaron cannot find out about this. He would kill me. So from that happening, she says that her and Denise fall out of contact, and she didn't hear from Denise again until the night before Kyle's charity event. Be that as it may, why are you here telling the girls everything that Denise has ever told you? Like, what? As revenge? Like, yeah, as revenge. That's what it is. You're such a sneaky Scorpio. Nobody should trust you. I'm so sorry. Like, nobody should trust you, Bernie. Like, please get out of here. She plays the victim so well. This is my third time saying this, she's a grown woman. Take accountability. You make your own decisions. You cannot blame that on Denise. It's just annoying to watch. And of course, Kyle's Scorpio moon is eating up the drama, like wide-eyed, like, oh my god, I can't wait to tell somebody. And Teddy the double Cancer is steady building up that shell because Brandy also tells them that, as I said earlier, Denise cannot freaking stand Teddy, and she's not really a big fan of Kyle. But I mean, honestly, we could tell that from watching the show. Like, this wasn't a big secret. But of course, Denise the Aqua Sun doesn't want her true emotional nature to be revealed. That Scorpio, she can't stand those girls, I can tell. So the episode kind of ends off with them in the car going on this trip to, I believe they're going to Rome. So Teddy and Kyle can't wait to tell Renna what they found out. Renna, the Cancer Sun Pisces Moon, and of course, Renna, the Psychic Pisces Moon, can kind of already tell, like, oh shoot, they had sex. Like, oh my god! But she just not even like she doesn't even care. Like Renna doesn't get too serious about stuff like that. Um, so the episode ends there, and in the preview to the next episode, they are all attacking poor Denise. Oh my god, I know her Scorpio moon is burning up. Ugh. But they need to get Teddy Mellencamp off the show. Like and I'm not that I'm like casting extraordinaire, but that I can't with the double Cancer. I can't. And no shade to Cancers. I'm a Cancer rising myself, but she just is so boring to me. I can't take it. But anyway, that is my review of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 10, episode 11, Kiss and Tell All. And Brandy Glanville definitely did that. I will be back maybe with the next episode, maybe with something else. But thank you